Hello everyone, we are here, we are live, we are ready to go, and we are picking up right where we left off last week with the Nerve 1, this nuclear rocket that I've been building, that I still have to get it into orbit. That's going to be the first challenge in this one. But a couple of announcements first. Number one, I have now officially gone into 1.12. I transferred over, reinstalled all the mods. I played a little bit and tested a little bit, but you can't test everything, so hopefully everything will go over. But so far so good. Everything seems to be okay. As for the Nerve 1 here, a couple of changes, just a couple of changes actually since you saw it last. One has to do with the radiators. I had the radiators down here towards the bottom by the engine with the idea that they'd cool the engine. I've moved them up to here. The main reason for that is I do plan to, when this thing, it's going to be a Kerbal system runabout, and when it comes back to low Kerbal orbit, I'm probably going to be doing some aero braking with it, and I was thinking that these would be too much in the airstream down here, so I put them up here. Hopefully they're tucked a little bit out of the airstream. I'm not even 100% that they're necessary, but I got them there anyway because they look good. And the other thing I added up here at the top are air brakes. Again, we are going to be aero braking with this thing, and I thought these would help. Now, the stock air brakes are pretty fragile. They really seem to be designed for aircraft, not for spacecraft and space planes coming in at orbital velocities, and they blow up pretty easily. But upon a recommendation of a friend, I actually have two versions of the air brakes. I thought I had changed the title of the second one, but I did something wrong. But the idea here, if you take a look, these air brakes are the stock regular ones. Let's move these little windows out of the way. These are the stock regular ones. Come on. And they have a max temperature of 2400 degrees Kelvin, while these ones have a max temperature of 3300 degrees Kelvin. So they will take longer to blow up, basically. But they are a little bit heavier. They are 80 kilograms as opposed to these ones 50 kilograms, and they are a little bit more expensive. These ones cost 1,000 Kerbucks. These ones I put at 1,500 Kerbucks. The idea being these ones are made of aluminum and these ones are made out of titanium, so you have a different pair of air brakes. And I'll get into tweaking, see if I can figure out what I did wrong with. I tried to change the description, but it didn't come out. But I wish the stock game did have something that could, like the fins that are on the Falcon 9 booster, when the Falcon 9 booster returns, something like that kind of a thing. I know you can get them with mods. Maybe I should look into that. But I thought I would just modify a stock part to give me much the same functionality. So, other than that, I think this is pretty much the same deal. Let's see. But I have a bunch of contracts for this thing's first mission. So, contracts. Why don't we take a quick look at these contracts? I got 6 of them. One is to do a supply run to the WKMSS. That's the Warrior King Memorial Space Station. My one and only Kerbal thus far, knocking on wood, that has not survived a mission. But the thing is just to bring some food up to WKMS. This thing has food, so once I dock with it, that really should be easy. That's a pretty simple one. I also have to crew our first space station. I'm getting these space station because I have a couple of mods, both of which provide space station contracts. I'm getting them in funny orders. I got a couple of space stations. I've done a contract to crew space station before. But here's another one. I'm thinking, actually, once I dock this with the station, I think, even though I don't have anybody aboard, I have a suspicion that this one will get satisfied anyway. But the main one I want is these 4. I have not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 rescue contracts, all in orbits about the moon. I have to rescue Joe O, Lagui, Pete, and Philippe. And all of these people have to be rescued from orbit around the moon. I did not look at the orbits. There could be some that are like retrograde to each other with 180 degree plane changes. It might not be possible to get them all in one go, but we're gonna try. So that's gonna be this thing's first mission, is first to get up to our space station in orbit about Kerbal. I believe I got Valentina and Bill in there. They've been up there for a long time, so if you've forgotten they're up there, I don't blame you, but they are up there. They're bored out of their skulls. They would love to take this thing for a spin, so we're going to bring this up to the space station. We're going to dock with it. We're going to then head out to the moon and see how many of these folks we can scoop up. That's going to be our plan, but of course we need to get this thing into orbit first. Oh, and speaking of which, I know that the titles of all these are called Asteroid Hunter. I think of these streams in blocks of 9, even though they're one entire campaign, one entire career mode. But I do it in blocks of 8 or 9 streams. Each one have a goal, and the goal of this one by the part 9 is to get an asteroid in orbit around the moon. That's my idea. I am now in part 6, so I do still have some time. But just to show people that I am progressing in that direction, I went into the tracking station. I used the new alarm clock feature that is built into 1.12, and I got a couple of C-class asteroids and a D-class asteroids that are going to be crossing into Kerbin's SOI in, what do we got, 58 days, 77 days, and 104 days. I'm not sure which of these I'm going to go for, but I figure these seem to be the most nicest targets. There were some B-class asteroids in there as well, but they're too puny. I don't want to go after those. And I thought that'd be good. I looked. I don't have any contracts to rescue asteroids, so hopefully I'll get an asteroid recovery contract. But in the meantime, let's get this thing into orbit. I think that's the main thing. So we have a mass of about 13.7 tons. And, well, let's get into my boosters. On my sub-assemblies here. Let's move this way over here. And arrange these by mass. And, oh, well, accordingly here, the mainsail can lift 19.2 tons. This is my mainsail 1-RM2 booster that has a mainsail on the bottom and 2 radial liquid fuel boosters. You might recall that this thing had some adventures. I don't know, this can do it comfortably. I'm thinking, with a little bit of cleaning up, I think we can get this to work. All right, so let's see here. Let's actually make, you know what I want to do? I don't want to use the nuclear end. I want to get this thing up to the station fully fueled with all of its liquid fuel. I don't want to use any of it to get to the station. So what I'm thinking is maybe making this into sort of more of a tug at the bottom. So I'm going to take this decoupler off. We're going to swap it with the 1.25 meter decoupler. I'll beat that one because I think that, yeah, that should work. And let's get in... Let's get in a 1.25 meter service bay. Where's that one? That one. Open that up. And actually, we don't need this service bay. It's going to be under a fairing. Let's put under there a set of reaction wheels. That will help with the ascent. The big ones. There we go. And a probe body. I don't have the big, I can't remember what the name of it, the big probe body. I do really like that thing. Maybe some batteries, like this, just to give it a little bit of height. And it doesn't even need an antenna. This should be fine. And we'll configure this so it doesn't need to do any experiments. It does save you a bit of money and a bit of mass when you do that. And then, really, this thing, maybe put some solar panels around it. A few aux stats. There, and that thing should now be autonomous, so that when we detach this big dude here, in fact, that means that we won't be needing this smart part. When we detach this, I can spin this around retrograde and burn it back. Should be good. Now, I think some more strutting might be in order. I think so. So let's take some struts. Let's delete this fairing. It's annoying me. Let's take some of these struts here. Yeah, 4 should be fine. Go that way. So these struts are just here. I don't know if they're necessary, but I think they look a little better if they're there. And then let's see, will this fairing reach over the whole thing? That's what I want to do. We'll go all the way up. All the way up. All the way up. Right up past these. I think we're going to make it. Yep. Nice and straight. And there. And this, how many? 6 sides, a lot of ejection force. We're going to test this booster for sure because this is I'm a little worried for the stability of all of this, but we'll see what it's like when it goes up there. But the delta V part, oh, except for the fact the staging is completely borked. That. Yeah, this is wrong here. Why did I make a new stage? That feels right. Okay. Before I even get into the Nerve 1, the payload, I got 3,900 meters per second at delta V. That is clearly a lot. Let's take out some of this fuel. I think that should do it. You might recall this rocket actually had some adventures a few streams ago dealing with this, with my script. What I think I might do actually is I think I'm going to take out a lot of the fuel out of the radial boosters and then make up for it in the middle. And that's really backwards from what you should be doing. Is it? No, it's not backwards from what you should be doing. No, that makes way more sense. You want to get rid of heavier things first. That is 36. Let's give it a little more. 37.57. That should be enough to get up to the station and everything. But the issue that it was getting into with my script is that this staging event was happening at almost the same time as the script wanted to reduce the thrust, and I think it was getting confused. I think those two events are too close together. And yes, the mainsail cannot restart. I can upgrade it, but I gotta, you know what? I think I remember doing this last time and deciding not to, but I got other engines. Would it make more sense? I got the skipper engine. It might make more sense to just put a not as strong an engine in the middle there. I think that makes way more sense. It's still a ton of thrust. These guys are, oh, these guys have their thrust limiter turned way down. And that gives me, let's reduce the payload. No, it makes more sense to, yeah, never mind. What can I do here? Oh, this thing is way there. I'm going to go with, yeah, maybe a little more. We'll see how this goes. We want all these engines on at the same time right at the beginning. That's why that thrust was so low. That make more. And this guy has still just one ignition. Huh, maybe that's not the best. What other choices do I got? That was the skipper. It only, again, it's something which is, I want something I can relight to do. Maybe, what's the bob? Okay, skipper's thrust is 650 kilonewtons. I don't know why it took me so long to see that. Go away, this little menu. That one's 400 kilonewtons. The Poodle would be a bad choice. This is the Skiff with 300. Maybe the Bobcat's a better choice. Just playing with engines. That has only one ignition too. The Skiff? Oh, this looks nice. That has 2 ignitions, and if I up it, it has 4. That might be, this is really, I think, a middle stage engine. Maybe that would be the better choice. I also have the Kodiak. What does that give me for an upper stage? It's not much thrust, though. Well, it should be okay. I think so. Let's throw this away. Throwing that away, throwing that away. We're going to make this work. That goes to here. We are definitely going to make this work. Okay. I think this is a better setup. That should be good. Okay. I have a mid-stage thrust to weight ratio of 1.05. That should be okay. Launch thrust needs to be higher. We're going to up these mainsails to give me 1.33. So there we go. It's pretty much the same rocket, except I've switched out that center mainsail for this skiff engine. And I think it's a better choice. Save this. I'm thinking this should work. Staging's all good, so I've topped with the fairing. I've dealt with the staging, so I don't need my checklist anymore. Bumpity bump 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 bump. What's... Oh, that's the shroud. What is that? Oh, do I have a fairing under... Why did I put a fairing under here? Okay, let's take that fairing out of the... I might have at some point thought maybe I would enclose all this, but you know what? Let's just take this out of the staging. So I never have to look... That fairing will never get used. It's there for reasons. Alright, the only thing I'm a little concerned with is wobbliness, but we'll see. So let's save this. Let's get into action groups. On action group 5, we're going to stage that fairing. Otherwise, I think I already have... I was playing with the action groups. On action group 10, I have doing all the deployables when it gets into space. I think I'm going to give this a test. Okay. Oh, I could do that. Yeah, Ronald's suggesting why not up the thrust on these side boosters and then just keep this unlit until you get to the higher part of the insertion. That's very true, but I've kind of committed myself along these lines, and that doesn't take advantage of my asparagus staging. It probably would have been smart to do that, but it is what it is now. I think it should be fine. It should be fine. Let's give this a test. So we're going to get out the simulator, and we're going to simulate this from the launch pad. Let's do it. Yeah, I think the engines are too powerful at launch. If I'm taking those big, giant mainsails and like really reducing the thrust on them, that's telling you I got too much engine. And too much engine's just more mass to lift for no reason, but I'm also lazy. When I build something that gets the job done, I'm inclined to, woo, got the wireframe happening. I'm inclined to kind of just do it. Okay, let's run our launch script. So run our launch script. This is the first time using KOS in 1.12, so hopefully everything is good. Lots of really nice new features in 1.12, including like one is the nerve just... What were you saying, Ronald? So anyway, if you're missing that, at launch, this middle engine failed to ignite, and Ronald was the one going, why don't you just ignite it later? It'll be safer, and he's 100% right. You know what? Okay, we gotta terminate the simulation. I'm sure I can get this to work. Terminate the back into the vehicle assembly. Let's do exactly that. And of course, that's Kerbalism. Kerbalism every once in a while just throws in an error, but the errors are more likely the fewer ignitions your engines have. So let's see here. We're going to take this engine, chuck it up to here. Take away these asparagus staging hoses, these fuel lines, because they're not serving a purpose anymore. We're going to probably have to up this thrust, but that shouldn't be a problem because those engines are way being underutilized anyway. There. And I'm still got 3,800 meters per second, so there we go. That was a pretty simple change, and I think this is more sensible. Okay, let's try this again. That was funny. It's just funny when you have people say, why don't you do this? That makes more sense. And I go, yeah, that makes more sense, that I'm lazy. And then I get burned by my laziness. And it wasn't even that big a change to make. Nobody goes aboard this thing. There we go. And it's off. Yeah, this thing can carry 6 Kerbals, but the better plan, I think, is to launch it uncrewed and crew it up at the station. Because it would I have no sort of launch escape system or anything like that. Yeah, burned by Mr. Murphy. Right there. Murphy's Law. What goes wrong will go wrong, especially when you start speaking about it beforehand. Alright, so my concerns about wobbliness were unfounded. This thing is fine in that way. Oh, we just had a sudden change in lighting, and that's okay. Oh, I should get into, this is the thing, I've been reinstalled all these mods, and settings have to get changed. And one of the, I only like to see active waypoints, so that's waypoint manager there. We'll adjust that. Then I don't see that waypoint that was there. All right, how are we doing? How are we doing? How are we doing? Still a lot. There's a ton. These big LFO boosters on the side can lift a lot. It just goes to show you, just like, I tend to scale small when I play KSP, just build things that can just get the job done with as little mass as possible. But you can just see, like, I have engines, I've not got into the twin bore engines, and there's bigger engines than that, of course, or any of the 3.5 parts, and I don't know, we'll see. With the way I've been going, maybe this might end up being the biggest booster I ever have to build. I don't know. I should just build something mammoth just to build something mammoth at some point. Yeah. Yeah, as long as this thrust to weight ratio is in the 1 range, everything will be fine. So I've been pointing out that the script turns the thrust down anyway, because he adjusted it to 1.1. And then once it does this staging, it adjusts it to 0.9. Which I think is because the staging event was so low in the atmosphere before. I think that was the reason why the script was getting confused on me and not getting it into orbit. Now it seems to be doing fine. So when this stages, which will happen right now, see, then it goes to 0.9. So as long as this engine has a thrust to weight of at least 0.9, it's all going to be fine. And we're going to lose the fairing. Whoa! Oh, I didn't put on the clamshell. Whoa, and we got some wobbly-dobbliness happening. Let's turn down the gimbling. We got a lot of flexiness happening there. What is all that? Maybe some struts going up right across this whole engine might not be a bad plan. As well as turning down the gimbling on this. And maybe the authority limiter on this too. Whoops, not backwards, so here, just turn them right off. That's helping. Now a little bit. I think these struts here, I need to have struts going right up to here. I mean, it's flying fine, it's just bugging me. All right, how are we doing here? We're doing very well. We are almost at our target apoapsis. There we go. We are like 2.2 kilometers per second. Oh my gosh, don't time warp this thing. It's this joint right here. That's the issue. I don't like it when I can't time warp. I just want to... a little bit of time warping. Okay, there we go. Everything's deploying good. And if I put on the brakes, probably when I'm in space, I'll go around with these deployed, and then that exposes that docking port too. Yeah, So 140 meters per second. There's still 681 meters per second left, so we can get up to our station very, very easily. Let's just... I'm going to abort that. We won't bother with the circularization. And then what we'll do is I'm just going to do this staging here. And make sure that that all stages cleanly. A little bit of clipping, but that's never going to hurt anybody. Yeah, it's fine. All right, let's do this for real. Terminate the simulation. Auto strut. Maybe Jack's right. Jack Marriott saying auto strut the nerve would work. Yeah, I think you're right. I used to consider auto strutting a bit of a cheat, but I really probably shouldn't consider it a cheat. So I'm going to auto strut. I'm going to do the nerve and then around the nerve. So we'll also auto strut here. And then we will also auto strut that decoupler. Why am I having trouble finding it? And I'll auto strut this reaction wheel. It might have to do with the fact that this is a tiny little connection for such a huge heavy rocket above it, but auto strut, auto strut, auto strut. There. All right. All right, I think we're going to do this thing. So let's save it and we shall launch it. I think it's daytime outside. I don't want to launch at night. Nobody. I should do this tourist contract just to get that menu to go away. Okay, so we are going to target our station here. And it looks like we just missed it. We just missed it. Oh no, it's coming up. Never mind. So we will launch into an 80-kilometer orbit. The station's in about a 120-kilometer orbit. We'll launch, so the station's going to be ahead of us. And then we'll catch up to it. Okay, so run our launch script again. Whoops. If I can type things properly. There we go. And always wait till that target is just at the edge here of the little birdie icon. And then we'll do this. Okay. Get a good view. And we're off. We'll see if it's a little less. Well, you know what? Let's turn down the gimbling on this anyway. And I did turn down the authority. These fins are probably overkill. In fact, I'm almost sure they are. But, no well. They're not hurting anything. Put this onto our Kerbalism data. All right. Yeah, lots of nice things in one. I got a little alarm clock thing here. I can watch when these SOI changes. I don't like that the title, you have to actually add, just says SOI change. It doesn't necessarily tell you what is changing, making that SOI change. And I guess we'll discover other things as we go. Oh, a maneuver tool. Oh. Oh, yeah, that's for creating transfers and all that kind of stuff. That's interesting. I've yet to play with it, but okay. All I did was turn on 1.12 and made sure it worked. I'd done pretty much nothing in it. Yeah, right now it looks pretty good. I like it. A little wobbly once we lose those radio boosters. That's about it. Or once we lose the fairing, actually, that's when it becomes kind of wobbly. Almost all the work is being done by these. Like, there's not a ton of, I've taken out most of the fuel in that middle stage. It's lazy. It doesn't have to do nearly as much as these guys on the side do. All right. Well, still going for a while yet. Okay, lock into the prograde vector. And just about to lose the LFO boosters here. Oh. And then we lose the fairing, and then we'll see if we have the same kind of wobbliness, because it was definitely when the fairing was gone that that wobbliness started. But it seems, yeah, the wobbliness is done. So just a little bit of auto strutting in there, and that fixed that right up. This big long connection here was the source of everything. All right, on our way to Kerbin Station, Val and Bill, I can guarantee you, are bored out of their skulls, having really been up there doing absolutely nothing. So I'm sure they are looking forward to getting a cool new spaceship and being the first ones to get to fly it. Apoapsis at 70 kilometers. Periapsis is almost out of the negatives. That's always the advantage of reducing that thrust. Okay, I can probably time warp now with all that wobbliness happening. There we go. That looks way better. Okay, we are in space and stuff deploying everywhere. That's what I like to see. We'll put the brakes on because I think it looks better with these extended, though of course once you're in a vacuum they don't do anything. They will just be there for our aero braking return. Okay, we got 140 meter per second burn. Let's get to that. And not meaning to jinx anything again this second time, but now if this engine fails, we can definitely finish this all off on the nerve engine. How do you stick 4 Kerbals on an orbit? I'm getting a question there in the chat. Same way you put anything into orbit, you just need to build something a little bit bigger. Are you talking about configuration of crew cabins to get a crew capacity of 4? I mean, the hitchhiker has a crew capacity of 4 if you stick 4 in a hitchhiker. This thing has a crew capacity of 6 if I had decided to put Kerbals in it. Okay, that is that. We are in an orbit, so let's target. Oh, we have targeted the station. Let's set up our... Now, can I use this to set up a rendezvous? What? Current orbit position. I probably shouldn't. I don't want to go to... Oh, no. So it doesn't look like Moon Mimus. That would be nice if you could just sit there and say, go to the selected target, set up the whole burn for me, but it does not look like that is an option. Okay, fine. Be that way. Okay, what? We want to go to the space station. That's what we want to do. Circularization, I don't know what this... I don't know. I gotta play with that at some point. Okay, let's just go to this old-fashioned maneuver node thing. Go to that. And we need to get our separation down here. All right. I always like to go until I see the two of them and then just back off a smidge and then just play with the timing. Looks like about 900 meter separation is the best I'm going to get. That's okay. That is perfectly fine. Let's get to here. Let's turn down the thrust on this big ass engine. So it doesn't need as much as that. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do this manually. I'm not going to use this. No, we're going to turn that off. We're going to do this manually. Let's get there. Let's put this on here. Things always look better that way. Put this back on. Play with that maneuver tool later. Well, you're welcome there, Chescat, who says that my tutorials have been very useful to somebody coming just into KSP. That's the one, you know, if I were to... Sorry, I'm also taking in this view. It's pretty game, but was one of the critiques I would have of KSP more than anything else is that it is not the most welcoming game in the world for people that really, and that's, let's face it, the vast majority of us who really don't know that much about space travel and how it works. It doesn't really teach you that much. Okay, I'm going to get ready to do this burn. Burn is a 6-second burn, but I'm going to start it at 6 seconds and then go to half throttle. So we'll do that, go to half throttle. And I'm watching, this is showing my maneuver information down, or my encounter information down there. We should be seeing some numbers coming up. There we go. We'll reduce the throttle. And cut it. Got 986. See, use some RCS, see if I can tweak that a little smaller. Not use up the precious ignitions. Well, that's about it. About 950. That's okay. Turn this way for the solar panel. And we're going to be at our station in about 17 minutes. So what we should... Actually, the station will be... Wait, here's the station. There it is above us. It's always sort of funny the way it works, that you end up always going by the station and then coming back to it again as you slow down, as you reach your apoapsis. So the station will actually end up being behind us. There we go. Point ourselves retrograde relative to the station. Apparently KSP2 will have quite a lot of tutorial type information for those people that want it, that just teach you how this stuff all works, which I think is spectacularly useful. Let's push this retrograde vector. I mean, I know you can sit there and just get instructions, do this, do this, do this, do this, but if you don't understand why you're doing this, or this, then when you get into situations that are kind of off the script, so to speak, you'll have no ability to kind of figure out what it is you need to do. So right now I'm just pushing this retrograde vector towards the target icon, and in the... Whoops, I just noticed my encounter speed was actually going up. I do have to watch... Oh, I'm down to 0 ignitions. Okay, so... Shoot. Okay. Maybe that wasn't the best choice of engine. Did I not upgrade this engine? I don't think I did. I probably should have. Oh well, like I said, if I end up losing this engine, then we can take over with the nuclear engines. Let's get ourselves a little closer. Nope, this information's right. This engine's going to fail on me any moment. Okay, lit that time, so I'm going to try and reduce as much of my throttle as I can. Or, sorry, reduce as much of my velocity as I can on this burn, because I don't know if I have another ignition after this one. I'm happy that that one just happened. Okay, here we go. We're bringing it back to here. See if I can get it to the point where we can take over with just RCS. Oh, shoot. I'm pushing it the wrong way, and I don't want to turn the engine off. Okay, I have to stop. Oh, what did I do to myself here? We still coming closer to it? We are. I got a little... what if I just RCS it? I don't want to use that engine anymore. It's just RCS towards our target. My encounter information's all messed up. We have to be coming towards it. Oh, that doesn't look promising. Thankfully, this thing has a lot of monopropellant aboard. I spent too much time looking at my speed and not enough time looking at my intersect distance, and we are missing. I think I'm going to have to try... Yeah, I think I'm going to have to try another light. Light it again, and if this engine fails, the engine fails. Ah, gone too far. Come back. No, it lit. Good enough. We're heading towards it. Maybe a little quickly, but we are heading towards it. Control from here. Not one of my better rendezvous, but we'll get there. Yeah, I know, I burned the wrong way. John was pointing out before I was burning the wrong way when I had the RCS going. I was watching the numbers here, but the numbers here were all messed up, and I shouldn't have been watching the numbers here. I should have been paying attention to the Navball. My mistake. But now what I'm doing is using RCS. This time burning in the right direction, trying to push that prograde. I think I need to slow down too. I don't know how much. I'm still 5 minutes away. How much monopropellant does this thing have? I think it has a ton. Can't be completely haphazard with it. Oh boy. No, this way. Go this way. And use the RCS to push backwards. Like that. Oh boy, I did this badly. I'm in a situation where I'm chasing the station. It's dumb. You know what? I'm going to risk another ignition. I got the nuclear rocket underneath it. I shouldn't be so... Oh, it went. Yeah, the problem is, I know people are probably just saying, just push the prograde right onto the target icon, but the problem is when you're still a bit of a distance away, it's not quite as simple as that because of your curved path. Oh, there goes that engine. Okay, so we're going to stage. And we're going to go nuclear. So much for deorbiting that thing. I mean, I could have if I got it to the station. Okay. If I got it to the station, I could have got a Kerbal to fix the engine and we could have deorbited it. I guess we could still maybe do that, but right now let's just get this to the station. And hopefully the sun will come up soon too. Alright, we got this now. I think I should have just lost that a long time ago because I used a lot of monopropellant being silly. Okay, let's slow down. We're spraying the station with irradiated propellant. Irradiated superheated propellant. As we come in here. Okay, let's spin her around. Actually, let's look at the station. Where do I want to dock here? Where are we coming? There's us. So let's go for this docking port over here. Pop on back. Oh, that's the wrong thing. There we go. Set that as a target. I don't think I have my Navball. Maybe I do. Oh, I got the engine pointed at it, you doughead. I thought the engine was the docking port. Nothing like doing it in the dark. Ah, the sun's coming up. There we go. My Navball docking alignment indicator is working. That is a good thing. Okay, we are coming in pretty quick here, so... Let's slow down. Okay, I can see the... There we go. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think we did get... I know it has the docking mode, but I don't think this has changed in 1.12, which, again, I've always considered more than a tad on the useless side. So I still got my docking alignment indicator mod here. And although that was pretty sloppy on our approach, I think we kind of have this now. Oh yeah, Jeb and Val, or it's not Jeb, it's Val and Bill are getting awfully excited. We're almost going straight towards the docking port. All right, we have recovered. I do like my new spaceship, though. Let's see if we can do a little bit of a redeem ourselves and see if we can not rescue ourselves some Kerbals. One thing I should shoot, I should get ready to deactivate some reaction wheels here. Sometimes, let's just do this real quick. Down here somewhere there are reaction wheels, right? Somewhere. Here? Oh boy. That is not reaction wheels. Because when you get reaction wheels that are... there we go. Let's toggle the torque on these. When you get reaction wheels that are perpendicular to each other, they sometimes get into a bit of a battle as to who gets control, and you can get your station wobbling pretty badly. Okay. We got a notification. Did that do the... Oh, we got freeze-dried bacon drools, but we didn't get our our station, which I guess is sort of fair enough. Okay, let's move Valentina and Bill over to our new spaceship. They are probably in here, I guess. Well, Valentina is. Let's move her to there. And Bill is somewhere. They're clearly not. Transfer crew, is he in here? There he is. Okay. And I should check what kind of stuff do they have. They have their RCS packs, but they do not, I don't think they need parachutes. So let's get rid of their parachutes. There we go. All right, let's go to the moon. We're done. That was all we needed to do. Undock. RCS back on. Back away from the station. Turn on those reaction wheels again. I should have these reaction wheels on an action group, really. Toggle the torque. They are running. Okay. Now, what I'm curious about, now maybe this will do something for me. If I go to here, Maneuver Helper, I go to the moon. What does this mean? Cost 366 meters per second, delta V at 231 kilometers PE. I have no idea what we're talking about here. If I select I want to go to the moon. Create. Oh, it's 823 meters per second. That seems reasonable. Now, if I create that maneuver. Oh, this is the time of the maneuver. It just created a maneuver for me. Did that really just do... Oh my gosh! I got a maneuver coming up. But why is this maneuver in 4 days? That makes no sense. Why would you do that in 4 days from now? Did I have something set wrong? Time. I don't want to be that far into the future. Okay, that's just a toggle of different... So that makes no sense that that burn should be that far in advance. Let's go back a pile of orbits here. Like, why would you make that maneuver so far into the future? Why? Why? That makes no sense. There, now I got the maneuver coming up in 13 minutes, but of course now the rest of the timing is all messed up. There we go. I'm not sure that saved me any time. Maybe as I get more comfortable with this. Alright, so we need to rescue Kerbals. So there are our Kerbals. We have 3 of them all in a low orbit, and they do look like they are all more or less going in the same direction. Pete and Joe O and Philippe. And then it really looks like we got Legui going in a retrograde orbit the other way around, doesn't it? It sure as heck looks like that getting from these guys to this one might be a tad tricky. So I think what we'll do is we'll definitely pick up these three, as long as they're all going around in the same direction, which I think they are. And then we'll see. We'll evaluate whether we can do that one. But in the meantime, let's tweak this a little bit. Bring this closer in. And we can reduce the burn here a bit. That feels pretty good. So we'll come in. It does look like they're going around, at least some of them are going around in a prograde direction. Kind of hard to tell because their orbits are all overlapped, but I'm assuming they're all going around the same way. We'll find out. We'll find out one way or the other. Okay, we got this burn coming up in 20 minutes. So let's start time warping towards that burn. Hopefully it will be a nice, good, healthy distance away from the station. Okay, I'm going to stop about 5 minutes early. And we're going to put ourselves on the maneuver. And what I'm just making sure of is that we will be burning away from the station. We most certainly will. Okay, so that's good. Don't need RCS anymore. Let's go. All right, and we'll get out our KOS. Oh, which one is us? This one. Yeah, delete and close. That's a new alarm clock alarm. All right, and we will run our maneuver executor. And it will get itself all set. Now this is a full thrust, right? Yep. This is going to be a almost 3-minute burn because I don't have. I think the thrust to weight ratio is around 0.45 or 0.46 or something like that. So this isn't exactly a huge G puller, but it is an efficient one. 832 is, I got it, 832 is really low for a transfer to moon. I got it down to 821. But we are leaving from a 120 kilometer orbit, so that's why we're in a little bit of a higher orbit, so we have a little bit more energy. So that's why we're getting, it feels a little cheaper, but we're leaving from a pretty high orbit. And if you look at the nice little textures put in here, the exhaust plumes. I think that's restock working its magic. Okay, what we'll do a little bit of physics time. Cannot time, or no, alt period. There we go. Do a little bit of physics time warping. Try and get this to speed up a bit. Run it at 2 times speed. Picking up Kerbal, saying goodbye to the station. We'll be back, hopefully. And since this is nicely shielded, we should have nice radiation protection. We shouldn't get any more irradiated Kerbals like we did with Bob and Michael, who are glowing just a little bit. Yeah, I'm hoping to make a lot of use of this thing. Take it all around. Maybe we'll stick it out into orbit about the sun too. Who knows? A little bit. Okay, let's, whoops. Reduce that. So I've reduced the time warp, I think, and... Right, yeah. Let's see how the maneuver finishes off here. Here we go. going to do? How close are we going to get? A little bit early. That's okay. Let's get rid of the maneuver. We'll just give some RCS. Finish this off. Ooh, I could have probably fired that engine a bit. Yep. Next time I'll use the engine for this. Alright, there we go. I'm thinking that's looking pretty good. This engine has a ton of ignitions though, right? 41 ignitions, plus we can use Bill to reservice this engine. We just entered into a radiation belt. We're into the lower radiation belt, and for people that have not seen this before, how do we get this? Oh my gosh, I've forgotten. Okay. I've momentarily forgotten. How do you get back to just your vessel? Whatever. But if we take a look at the radiation here, I just noticed this when I was doing some editing. The outside radiation is 1.7 rads per hour and climbing. It's almost at 2 already. But inside it is 0.2 and climbing rads per hour. It's 1/10. So that's what the shielding's doing for us. So hopefully Val and Bill feels a little bit more comfortable. Okay, we'll align this for the solar panels, and then we will just get out there. Now I should be able to just do an alarm. How do you add an alarm? Oh wait, there's an alarm button. I still have the regular alarm clock, by the way, but I'm going to try and learn the new alarm clock. There's the new alarm clock button. Let's create an alarm for, oh, it's right over all of this stuff. That's not cool. For the, I can't read this. SOI change. Add an alarm. So we got an SOI change coming up in 4 hours and 47 minutes. I'm assuming that that's correct. Maybe I should check that. Yep. Who can help an old man with how you get back to your particular spacecraft on the... Let's just do this way. Nope, that doesn't work. Insert. Nope. I have totally forgotten. Okay, let's just warp out there. Say goodbye to Kerbin. I totally forgot. What's the button that when you're in map view gets you back onto your home, back to your vessel, so the focus is on your vessel. The little, yes, that's right. Is that it? Okay, sorry, I'm seeing that little apostrophe button. It's time warp. Come on. The tilde. Oh, that's right. Thank you. I got it. Oh, we just saw a little eclipse go across Kerbin there. That's cool. Where are we? We're just about at the SOI change. Yeah, that just slipped my brain. That's what happens as you get old. How are they at 32% radiation? How? I don't understand that. I just noticed, do I have this also configured? Okay, I'm not getting warnings for storms. There must be something in the Kerbalism settings that are not giving me storm warnings. How did they... I'm getting... Okay, whatever. We're here now. I was just talking about all of that shielding and they're still getting irradiated. Okay, tilde, there we go. Ah, amazing that. Okay. Let's see, 20 seconds still. All right, let's see here. We've got to find ourselves a Kerbal, and we're gonna go for the first one in this little chain of Kerbals down here. This guy turns out to be Pete. We're gonna set Pete as a target, and I think we can just go for it. We're gonna put a maneuver right down here at periapsis, and we're gonna center it back on the moon. And we're going to get Pete, and then we're going to pick up the other two, and then we'll see about... oh, I think I just lost Pete as a target. Pete, set as a target. There you go. Okay. I get it so that those maneuver nodes start to move on me. Gotta come a little bit forward. There we go. Okay. This set way too low. Try and get these purple ones to match up. I saw a ½ kilometer separation. I'm sure that'll be fine. So the idea here is doing this burn. We're going to do this little elliptical orbit, then come back and get Pete, and then we'll pick up these other two by doing some more transfers out to them. So it'll be a lot of a rendezvous-y type of... I think we're going the right... Oh yeah, we're definitely going the right direction. Okay. So let's get down to that burn. There's the moon right there. And yep, just going to time warp to that. Only 2 empty seats. No, we got 4 empty seats. Here, let's run our maneuver execution script. This thing should be ready to do. No, this vehicle can house 6 Kerbals. Each of these pods hold 3. See the 3 little pips on here? These are pomegranate capsules that can hold 3. So we have 4 empty seats right now. So we can definitely pick up 3 and hopefully 4. We'll see how it goes. Right now we just need to get ourselves our capture here. Who is this? We got somebody we're closing in on. That's... No. Oh, that's Pete right in front of us. We didn't miss Pete by much. There's Pete right there, but we'll be coming back to him. It's almost like I could have almost done a straight up just right go at him, but we'll do this instead. We'll do another orbit. We'll catch Pete on the flip side, as it were. 102 meter per second rendezvous speed. That could be because we are in an elliptical orbit. I didn't look at that, but that's okay. We're slowing down plenty of time. All right, so I'm just going to watch our intercepts here. I think it's the second one that I want to look at. All right, I think it overcooked it just a smidge. Put a little bit of RCS into that. Yeah, I can bring it down. There we go, about 530 meters, our closest approach. Other than that, I think we can just come right around. So we're going to come around like this. And are we coming in? Yeah, we got 102 meter per second approach speed, but that's okay. That's okay. So what's going to happen here is, actually, we can watch it from here and people can see this a lot better. Here's us. So we're going to go out and we're going to be taking this long, lazy orbit, and Pete will go around twice, I suspect. Now you can see how Legui is going completely... What are you doing going the wrong way around? Driving on the wrong side of the road. Come around here. And then we should be coming down and seeing Pete. On having a collision course with Legui. Alright, we are about 4 minutes away, so I really actually should be really putting on the brakes here. Starting to slow ourselves down. Just want to knock off some of this speed. As long as you can push your time... Actually, I'm going to reduce throttle just a little bit. As long as you can push that time away from 0, then you're doing okay as far as not coming in too fast. There's going to be a lot of rendezvous here. We'll reduce the encounter distance at the same time. Whoops. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong side all of a sudden. That's silly. Okay, here we go. Back on there again. It's like no matter what I do, it's making the distance further. I'm not sure. Here, let's cut. Cut the throttle. Oh, I can see the sun's about to come up. Get ourselves closer. Yeah. John's pointing out that Legee was probably on a free return trajectory to facilitate his return to Kerbin more easily should something go wrong, as the Apollo astronauts did. And then clearly something did go wrong, and now he's stuck in orbit. We got to go pick him up. Oh, we're just coming. Why am I Uh-oh. My computer screen has frozen. This is not a good thing. Oh, no. No, 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 no. Did I tell you? Did I mention that we just went to 112? We are in uncharted waters here. I thought for a second I was just getting a bit of a delay as the ship rendered, but oh, this does not look good. This does not look good. This is untested mods on a new updated version of KSP, and sometimes this is kind of what you get. And I really, really, really think... Oh, you might have to stick with me, folks. I'm sorry. But I don't think it's coming back. Oh, I'm seeing 1.12 has bugs. Freezing bugs. Yeah. F5? F9? Yeah, I know that. I just don't want to close the program. 9, yeah. But I got a feeling I'm going to have to shut this down. I don't know where I'm at. Ah, no. Sometimes, sometimes just a quick flippity flop here and then it comes back. Can that get me back? Why do I have two okay, I'm sorry. I know you can't see that. I just brought up my task manager. Why do I have two instances of KSP? Oh, one of them's no. I think. Why are there two? That might be part of the problem. I think I'm going to have to close this program. Yeah, you're never going to figure it. There we go. Oh, what a downer way. Okay, I'm going to fire this up again. And I completely get if people, yeah, we have just lost our game. But let's see if we can... Let's see if we can quickly fire this up again. At least see where we are. I am sorry, everybody. I completely get if you want to bail. I don't know how much longer I'm going to go anyway, but I'm really kind of curious to see kind of where we're at. So if people want to bail, absolutely feel free to do that. I don't know. Maybe roll. I never... As always, I never do delete my old saves. I never delete my old versions of KSP. So the old save and the 1.11.2 that I was using up until now is intact, other than what you're seeing today. Maybe rolling back might not be a bad idea. At least nobody has died. Yet. Of course, I don't know where we will be when we return to this, when it last did an autosave. Where the persistent file is going to be. But I'll keep an eye on it, but if this becomes a pattern, I'll definitely roll back to 111. Yeah, hopefully the save isn't corrupted. Like I said, I do have the save from last week. So it certainly wouldn't be a big deal to sort of get the game back to the state in which we just had that crash happen. Hello. We got our Kerbals back. Let's see what happens here. If we have a corrupted save, then that's that. We'll see how far back we are. All right, so we are going to go to here. We're going to go to Nerve 1. We're going to see where she is. I have no idea. Okay, and oh, where are we? Oh! We are not far. We are not far. We are not far at all. Wow, that was unexpected. Let's fire up this engine. It was pretty much right where we had left off, wasn't it? I need to kill off speed though. Wow, right where we left off. Now I'm also getting stream warnings. That is not encouraging either. Sorry, I'm just going to check my... No, that should be good. Okay, sorry, I know nothing like... There we go. Okay. Wow. I'm getting warnings on the stream too, and I don't know if that had to do with just, you know, losing losing the game feed for just a little bit, and now YouTube is a bit confused. Are people's stream speeds all right? Well, what we'll do is we'll definitely pick up... Who's this guy again? This one's Pete. We'll definitely get Pete. Well, who knows? Definitely. I don't know. Hope we'll get Pete. Okay. All right, thank you for the thumbs up on the stream speed. I do think it's YouTube. I think because we lost the feed to the game there for a bit because the game crashed, YouTube's like going, I don't have a very good feed here. And you're like, I know you don't. Not much I can do about that. Gots to get closer here. Oh, we're getting all the warning. Okay, there we go. Whenever you, this is Kerbalism, get within the, when Pete's capsule here rendered, we got all kinds of warning that Pete was out of all forms of life support, and then suddenly it says they're all there again. So, Pete's fine. Don't worry about Pete. Are closing in on him. It probably would be nice not to spray him with the engine exhaust, given that we have a nuclear engine. Not that the game or models anything like that, but I think Pete would appreciate it nonetheless. So we're not coming in at a measly 2 meters per second. And give it one more blast with the engine. We're pointing it away from Pete a little bit. And then we're doing that. Closing it, and from here on in we're using RCS. In fact, I'm going to point around the other way. Actually, yeah. Let's point the radioactive engine away from Pete. Oh, we're really close. Whoa, 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 I just noticed how close we are. Probably not taking into account how... Slow down. Not really taking into account just how long the rocket is. Yeah, we're not going to hit him. It's all good. All right, let's go see Pete now. Pete is, it's always a great moment. You get to find out Pete is a pilot. There he is. Excellent. And we will EVA Pete. He does have a parachute, and he does have, right, I've had this thing where they don't have their monopropellant aboard. Yep. Some sort of new menu here. I don't know what that is. Oh, that looks glitchy to me. All right, where's the hatch? I'll put a little blue light on where the hatch is. Yep, there it is. We'll just change the camera a little bit, and we shall get Pete inside. Pete can ride up front. Actually, what we'll do, yeah, we'll bore through here. We'll make that the official hatch. And then we will transfer Pete. Why can't I click on you? You go back. That's the rescuees chamber down there. All right, so what we're gonna do, let's see, let's get one more person. We should be able to pick up our next one. So this is us. This is Joe. This would be the next person to pick up here, the next one down the chain. We'll set Joe as a target, and the way to do this, as we're kind of in the same orbit as Joe is to actually burn prograde. And then what you're doing is you're creating, there we go. See how that's working? You're creating this is how you slow yourself down. And so Joe has an opportunity to kind of catch up to you. Now, you don't even need to have a maneuver for this, really. If you just do this, just point the vessel in prograde direction. There's our separation right now. I noticed it was the purple ones. Oh, not target prograde, orbital prograde would be good. Make sure we don't... Oh, I think I just whacked... I think I just whacked the capsule with my engine. There we go. And then all you got to do is just burn prograde. You don't need a maneuver node or anything. And just watch those maneuver indicators. Here they come. I think it's the purple ones that are going to come together. Yep, I can see them coming. Slow down here a little bit. And boom. 300 meter separation. I'm happy with that. Let's see. Run our alignments thing again. That's for the solar panels. And over here, we got a 68 meter per second. Oh, that's kilometers. Oh no, I'm looking at the whole wrong thing. Here we are. 325 meter separation. We're going to see them in 46 minutes. So let's go do that. Put this back here. Oh, we got a notification. Oh yeah, we got Pete. That's why we're getting notifications. Okay. Try and do this one a little quicker. So we're increasing our altitude, slowing ourselves down. I'm noticing, I think that's Pete coming over there. I'm noticing, I don't know, we got lots of waypoints. Munar 6B. I'm noticing the textures aren't right. On the scatterer textures are not right. That's not encouraging. We got lots of other satellites. Oh, I think those are satellites doing gravity scans and the like. It's a crowded place here around the moon. All right. 20 minutes away. Oh, here comes Pete for sure. Or not Pete. Who is this one? Who are we targeting? Who remembers? I've already forgotten. Pete's the one we've picked up, of course. Ah, Joe O. Kerman. He is alive. Let's put target on. SAS on. Retrograde. Getting the same warnings there for Joe. Oh, we're only 36 seconds away. Maybe I should slow down a little bit here. I'll let myself get a little bit too close. Fire up that engine. Slow down. I'm not... Oh my gosh. Now I'm having... Come on. The ship seems to be fighting me. Oh, what? Oh, I know what's going on. That is my fault. Okay. Okay. Come on. Ah! Oh my gosh. Okay, that was confusing. But I'll explain all in just a second once I'm under some sort of control here. So, what happened there? What happened there is I had that script still running that was aligning this for the solar panels. I forgot to turn that off. Then I went to turn that off, which I did. But then I had this screen active. So when I was pushing keys, see all the WZXY stuff there. When I was pushing keys to reorient the craft, I thought that was another glitch happening. I was all set to blame 112 again, and I'm coming in too fast. Come on. There we go. I was all set to blame 112, but that was me. That was my idiocy. But I had this window highlighted like this, so I was typing in there rather than controlling my spacecraft. We're good now. All right, let's get closer. Probably left that braking burn a little bit too late. But we're okay. You know what? And I think I will. I'll pick up one more. I don't know. Do you think we can get Legee? Do you think that's doable? Him in his retrograde orbit? We got 1,100 meters per second still left. We still got one more Kerbal to pick up. How many ignitions are left on this thing? Well, I don't have windows opening up. Do you notice that? Oh dear. I got another glitch happening. When I right click on things, I'm not getting those context windows coming up. So something else is going on. 1.12, you are not impressing me. Nice little features, but it is buggy. Okay. So let's slow down a little bit more. Try not to spray him with radioactive particles. Okay. We'll pick up, who's this? Joe. Joe, we'll pick up Joe. Notice, yeah, I was looking to see how many ignitions I got left, but I can't see because we have no context menus. Okay, we'll see you, Ronald. I'm glad you enjoyed the stream. Get ourselves a little closer here. Okay, let's bring ourselves to a relative stop. And do I still have lots of monopropellant? I do. We're fine. Okay, let's go meet Joe. So Joe here is an engineer. Let's get a look at him. Nice little goatee action happening with him. Okay, we will EVA him. Okay, now, I wouldn't have mind if Joe would kind of service this engine for us a little bit. I'm kind of curious, is Kerbalism model radiation coming off of that engine? I'm looking at the radiation he's being exposed to. He's at 0.025 rads an hour, and that's probably mostly coming from the sun. Does it get bigger? Oh, it's getting, I think it's getting bigger as he gets closer to the reactor. Look at that! Oh my gosh, back away, back away. Okay, so Kerbalism has radiation coming off of the reactor on that engine. That's pretty cute. I just saw it spiking over there. Okay, can we... Oh, there's no context menu. I can't tell how many ignitions I have. Oh, this is getting kind of spooky. Okay, we're going to get you aboard. I think there's a hatch here that I can use. There we go. He's not going aboard. Board. There we are. Okay, so we got 2 Kerbals so far. And all we got left to do is pick up... Who's left here? We have Philippe, who's just behind us. We'll pick him up using the exact same technique we used. And then, well, we got about 1,100 meters per second. I don't know. Can we do that and still get our Kerbals back home to Kerbin? I'm not entirely sure. I've not done the math for this at all, but what I think I might do is actually, given that I have no idea how many ignitions this thing has left and how glitchy things have been, I think maybe what I should do is quit kind of here while I'm ahead. So on Thursday, we'll pick up Philippe and we'll see if we can pick up Legui. And we'll also see what we can do about perhaps building ourselves something to go and hunt down some asteroids. But in the meantime, I'm going to thank everybody for tuning in. I'm sorry for that sort of glitchy kind of moment there. Hopefully we put all that kind of stuff behind us. And we'll see you all again soon. Bye, everybody.